The following is a presentation of the Eagles Sports Network.
This is the Eagles Sports Network. I'm the voice of the Eagles, Adam Cavalier, alongside Carson-Newman head softball coach Michael Graves. Michael, of course, we're doing this interview. If I were to turn the camera around, it's snowing outside. Perfect softball weather to open up league play. First ever February South Atlantic Conference game in Carson-Newman softball history. And you welcome the Mountain Lions of Mars Hill to Mossy Creek. Always a team that hits the ball well. What do you have to do to start off SAC play on a positive note when you really don't have as many games under your belt as you typically would have just because of how early this league slate starts?
Well, I'm actually glad it's snowing instead of raining. The field holds up a little bit better under the snow. Yeah, we've had a lot of games canceled due to rain, both away and home. So I would like to get some more games in, but it is what it is. They have been a pretty good hitting team for the last few years. I think she lost quite a bit there. But Christine, she's a good coach, and she's got them trending in the right direction. But just keep them off balance pitching-wise and stuff. We've got three very, very different pitchers, and, they're starting to go, like I said, in the right direction. So it helps.
You look at that doubleheader against Lee a week and a half ago, and the pitching wasn't up to snuff. Neither was neither were the bats for that matter. Back-to-back really solid performances against Limestone and North Greenville, both at the plate and in the circle. How do you build on that approach against the Lions?
Well, I don't want to make excuses at Lee, but that was just a miserable, miserable day. It was freezing, the wind was blowing, and, I think we just got off to a bad start when we got off the bus, and we didn't recover. When you're taking that many pitches and, we're just leaving the ball over the plate, when we're pitching, and, if it wasn't for Morgan coming in there and keeping them off balance, I don't know how ugly that would have been. But the last couple of games against Limestone and North Greenville, we've took good approach at the plate. Both coaches after the game was like, man, you guys hit it. So, you got to swing the bat to hit it. We didn't swing the bat at Lee, so therefore, look at the box score there.
You're 12 games into this season with 4 players in the lineup, all batting north of 400. What do you owe that to? Rain,
because all we get to do is stay in the cages and hit. I told him, I think it was second inning of a game here a while back, I was like, we'd struggling, we hadn't scored yet, and I was like, man, y'all ought to be good at hitting. We ought to be terrible on defense. We never get to practice defense. But, all we do is hit. So,
what's that say about this team? You bring that up half jokingly, but your defense, 984 fielding percentage, is top 15 in the country.
Well, they're good. Leah, I think, in my opinion, is the best shortstop in Division II in the country. Shannon has been great for us on third base. She's a phenomenal catcher, and that's where we look to play her next year. We're not the fastest outfield in the world, and we know that, and we talk about it, but I tell them, and they do a good job of, go get what you can. Just catch what you can get to and go from there. But, I think the errors we have made is Lacey gets a little fired up when she fields the ball up the middle, especially on a bunt. She just turns around and throws it, and sometimes it's a little bit hard to handle because she has a pretty good arm.
Bring up Lacey and her arm, and you alluded to it earlier, but Morgan Baker-Sellis, Michaela McCarthy, they've all brought different things to the table. How fun has it been to manage what is truly a pitching staff with three players who can go out and put you in position to win a game?
Well, sometimes it's a little hectic, and I get a little frustrated, but Allison has done a real good job, and she pretty much handles the 3 pitchers, and she's done a pretty good job. And sometimes she tells me, hey, we might need to look at trying this or putting this person in this situation against this team. So hats off to her for doing a good job with all 3 of them.
Graves, thanks for the time. Good luck Saturday against the Lions.
Thank you.
It's Carson-Newman head softball coach Michael Graves. I'm the voice of the Eagles, Adam Cavalier, and this is the Eagles Sports Network.